research I'd like to talk about that happened in Canada, where I'm from, with the Conference Board. And they did a search with government as well as private sector. And they looked at what are the skills that people need to really be able to contribute to innovation. And we found they've been a fantastic model because they break down and kind of hit on key areas that we all have to develop some flexibility in with innovation. So the first one was that we need to have creativity. Isn't that a good thing? We're talking about that today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Along with problem solving and the ability to engage in continuous improvement. Second one is relationship building and communication skills. So think about it. Innovation is definitely a team sport. It's something that requires a lot of collaboration. And if we don't know how to reach across, the silos to the partners that we have or the people that we're working with, it becomes very difficult to do that well. Another thing we need is risk assessment as well as risk-taking skills, because innovation is all about those risks and going off into places that we haven't been before, getting comfortable with the uncertainty and ambiguity of that. And we really need a way to be able to manage that for ourselves and with the people that we're working with. And finally,
Sure.
It's not really innovation until it gets implemented, right?
Yeah.
We have to be able to take all of those ideas and get them implemented.
Sure.
So those are some of what I would call the technical skills that we need. And the other thing I think we need to understand is that there are emotional skills or emotional competencies that we need, because innovation is by no means something that is completely logical. We don't only do it in a fully logical, analytical way. It's very much an emotional journey, and it's something that we need to tap into the passion in our heart. It's right. That's what keeps us fed, and that's what keeps us able to keep moving through that. So I find having some of the critical emotional skills, one of them is around mindfulness. If we don't understand how we're feeling and where we're going through that process and what's happening as we go through it to the people around us, if we're unable to be present in that moment so we can make good decisions, it becomes very difficult to navigate that process.
Yeah.
And then
I think what you said about the emotional, I know I cut you in the middle, but you'll continue afterwards, about the emotional capacities. I feel that right now it's even more important because we feel that people are anxious and afraid during this COVID crisis, and the ability to really take it in and recalibrate yourself, I would say, and to manage everything without being like fear taking over and deciding everything. It's so important for leaders and people in general. And if they don't have this capacity to really just really hold it and understand that, yeah, it's a challenging time, but we can do it. It's so hard for them to really go through this roller coaster right now.
It is. It really is. And I think the more we're able to be in touch with that and, related to that, the more we're able to connect to the meaningful purpose for what it is that we're doing, the easier it becomes to navigate that change, as well as, that roller coaster that we are invariably going to go through. And I think that's also what keeps our wits about us with some of the other skills that come into play. And those are around, being able to tolerate complexity, being able to tolerate ambiguity, and be okay with the fact that we don't have all the answers, and to understand that through that process of moving through innovation, we will start to get the answers that we need.
Yeah. I think that in general, what we see right now in people's lives and in business